Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. Let's talk about a few of the best things, mods, accessories, features, however you want to label them, that I've added to the 2025 Toyota Tacoma. Now, let me say, I've had the 2024 in addition to the 2025, and so far, I haven't noticed any differences in the way of things fitting. So I'm pretty confident to say that anything that you can put on a 2024 Tacoma, you can put on a 2025 Tacoma. So let's start off. Number one, and these are in no particular order, just happen to be the way I'm thinking of them. First off is the new gear shift selector, or the new gear knob, the new shift knob. I actually came across this on the web. I had seen a picture of it somewhere, or somebody else had done it. I didn't know, or I don't remember. And I really liked it. So I decided to go ahead and get one for myself. Let me say first off, they are not cheap. They are not inexpensive, nor do they feel that way. They are like a billet aluminum, well engineered, well designed. Everything fits inside the rod properly. And I say that because there is a little button you have to push on the front of it to be able to release the shifter, if you will, and move it around. It feels good in the hand, and that's another thing I like. It's a little bit narrower than the OEM version, and you can kind of just palm it with your hand, right? It's a good place to sit your hand while you're driving around. Now, if there is one ding I would give it, it is black, it is metal, and it does get pretty darn warm in the Texas heat. And I would imagine if you live in a cold climate, when it's really, really cold outside, it would get pretty cold as well. Not enough for me to say I wouldn't buy it or recommend it, but just something to kind of be aware of if you're looking at something like this. Next up, again, in no particular order, is the phone holder, the phone mount that I put in the truck. Unfortunately, in this truck, there's no real good way to screw anything down because that's what I would prefer. So what I went with, it's called VICSEED, never heard of them before, but it's a mount or a phone holder that is held on to the back of the big screen. And by the way, I think it'll only work if you have the big 14-inch screen, but it's double-sided taped to that screen. And so far, and I've had it on for several months now, in the heat down here, it has never let loose. And that's probably a testament, I guess, to today's 3M or double-sided tapes. They're really good. I have no fear that my phone is going to fall off of it. Now, what I do with it, just so you know, I do have a plate. You can see the black thing on the back of my phone because it is a magnetic mount. And I like that because I can just take the phone and stick it up there and pull it off whenever I want. Now, if there is one ding to this, you know, I got to give the positives and the negatives. It's that when you pull the phone off, it kind of moves the holder around a little bit, the part that's supposed to swivel. I guess that's because the magnet is so strong, it just doesn't want to let go. So a lot of times I'll take one hand to hold the back of the holder and the other hand to kind of slide the phone off of it so that I don't, I guess, put too much pressure on that double-sided tape. Because I believe that if you wrench on it enough, you probably are going to ruin it. Just something to be aware of. Again, another feature, another mod that I wouldn't not get. Matter of fact, I would recommend it if you're looking for something that's pretty easy to install and seems to be a pretty quality product. Next up, we've got to move outside of the truck to the front. I'm talking about the TRD Pro Grill. I love that on the truck, even though when I'm in the Tacoma, like I am now, driving around, I can't see it, but I know it's there. And every time I walk up to the truck, I see it on the front. I love the setup. I think it's a better looking visual, if you will, on the Tacoma than what the stock version is. The stock version's not horrible, don't get me wrong, but this just looks better. I like that it has the Toyota letters in the front, and I like that mine in particular came with an integrated slot or spot for an LED light. Mine happened to come with that light, and I would recommend Wherever you buy yours from, there will be information below as to where I got this one from. But no matter where you purchase it, I would get their integrated light to go with it, because if it's like mine, it's probably designed that way. The LED light bar fits in there perfectly, and it's very easy to secure within the housing. I did not opt for the Raptor style lights. You can. I didn't, because I want to go with round lights, kind of those button lights. I'm not a huge fan of the rectangular ones. Again, that's a matter of personal preference. If you like it, you should obviously get what you like, right? But not for me. I want the round ones. Love the look of it. I did modify it in the way of painting the letters to color match the truck. I think that's a good look. I like color matched when it comes to things like that on the truck, and it came out pretty well. Strangely, I was able to find a matching paint at Lowe's, of all places. I believe it's called Brick Red, something like that. There's a video on the channel where I show what I got in case you have a Tacoma and you're looking to do the same thing. Next up, we got to talk about the Shackles. And there's only one more after this. The Shackles, front and back. I'm talking about the D-rings. I love that look. One of the things that I definitely didn't like about the new Tacoma were the ARB red hooks, particularly on my Terra colored truck. I just don't think red is a great match for this color. It does look good on some other trucks, but beyond just the color alone, I also really didn't care for the design. I'm a fan of the D-ring or shackle type look. So the ARB ones that are kind of rectangular, finish and material, really didn't look great to me. I much prefer what I have now. I will caution you, if you go with the front version, depending upon what trim level you have, you may have to adapt or alter the bracket, the mount that holds the D-rings, because of that front cross member. I had to notch mine out. Rough country is where they come from, and they tell you that they won't fit certain trim levels of trucks, and they don't unless you make that alteration. It's not something that everybody's probably comfortable with doing. I did mine with a metal blade and a jigsaw. Worked out really well. Lastly, and this is one that I just did recently, is the bed step on the passenger side. Love that thing. Very, very simple mod. I think there were three bolts that bolted into existing threaded holes in the frame of the truck. It's awesome. If you're ever getting in and out of your truck and you don't like either shimming your rear end up on the tailgate and then standing up, or maybe trying to do some giant leg raise, this thing is perfect. You just push it down, step into the bed, step out of the bed, push it back up, it almost disappears, and that's it. One of my favorite functional mods so far that I've put on the truck. That's it, just a list of the best things, mods, accessories, whatever you want to call them, for the new Toyota Tacoma. And when I say new, I mean the 2024 and 2025 versions. Leave a comment. Let me know if you've gotten any of these and what your favorites are. I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.